Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I think, we're on like a third or fourth day of padded practice. I'm going to be talking about all of everything, really, but, what I normally do. Mozzie Smith, he's been continuing, again, to progress day to day. He had a stop today. He got one-on-one reps with, what's that man's name? Tyler Smith, All-Pro Tyler Smith. Marshawn Neal, I got some clips with him. Cooper Beebee finally getting some snaps and some pass pro. I'm getting some clips about that. So that's looking like it's about to maturate into something like we want it to be. We drafted him in the third round, and we traded back to basically get an extra pick to get Cooper Beebee. So obviously we have to work on that. Our mojo moment, that's one of our team-oriented activities that we get together as a team, and if you win the mojo moment, you basically win that rep, and it's a big team oriented thing that we learned 3 years ago in the training camp highlight, but it's a really big thing. And offense won and got their Turpin touchdown. Cooper Beebee and Nathan Thomas, so that's what we're most likely going to be seeing in training camp 9 days from today when we play against the Las Vegas Raiders. With Cooper Beebee and Nathan Thomas, they part of the Red Sea for Malik Davis on a touchdown. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment, share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man. Again, I'm showing this 2-minute highlight clip of what happened today's camp. Again, I'm not going in chronological order. Again, I talked about it a little bit in the intro. Tyler Smith, Mozzie Smith going up against each other. Iron and sharpening iron. Again, Mozzie Smith does need to work on his pass rush game a little bit. But again, how many guys is he going up against that are like Tyler Smith? Not too many. I know we play the Colts this year. Quentin Nelson, so that's going to be a really great guard. He's going to face some decent guards. But again, a lot of these guards, they're used to that power and very raw strength. So a guy like Mozzie Smith really isn't going to catch anybody off of guard. But again, when we're playing those light in the butt guards that really can't handle with power, I think Mozzie Smith can do a solid job by at least pushing the pocket. Again, very raw product. I understand that we dropped the defensive tackle in the first round. And again, I talked about it and I preach it all the time. There's not too many defensive tackles that come out of college, that come into the league and automatically lit the league on fire at defensive tackle. There's only been a very few. Aaron Donald, Warren Sapp, Jalen Carter, Kobe Turner did it last year. But again, some of the guys that just come out on fire at defensive tackle, those are going to be guys like Ndam Kansu. There's very few that come out and do things like that. And the guys I just named, I don't know about Kobe Turner, what he's going to turn out with the Rams. But everybody else I named, Sue, Sapp, Donald, Carter, if Carter keeps progressing the way he does and maybe he gets a ring, not saying he's going to get one with Philly, but if he just gets a ring, he just keeps being the guy that gets 10-plus sacks a year from that interior offensive lineman. That's easily going to be a Hall of Famer right there. Sapp, Hall of Famer already. Sue, potential Hall of Famer. What's the other one? Donald for sure is going to be a Hall of Famer. We know that. I know that, and I don't even have a vote. So that's going to turn itself out. We're going to see what's going to happen there. Marshawn Neal got some snaps today and was working at 3-tech and edge. We're going to need him a lot this year. He's going to be our tweener dude, but with a lot more upside. And then Shaka Tony and Quaden Muhammad, both those guys are getting reps today in training camp. I've been seeing a lot of clips between those two. Obviously, they're going to be the main attractions just because we signed them. They're just some names. They obviously are going to make the roster, in my opinion, especially with Junior Fehoko. He was struggling today versus, TJ Bass. TJ Bass isn't a slouch, but again, Junior Fehoko is fighting to make this roster. And when you sign two guys at his position, again, when you're signing guys at your position, that means that you're really not that guy yet, because especially if they're signing guys that are coming in to do your role, you're not really progressing at what the team wants you to be at. Cooper Beebee, again, is putting it together, in my opinion. I know he did have some minor mistakes today, snapping the ball over the placeholders, or not the placeholder, but the scout team quarterback. We understand he isn't that tall, but that's fine. I mean, all the quarterbacks like Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, Dak, they're all 6'2" and above. So, again, he's going to get his work in. And Cooper Beebee, you're seeing his raw strength and him being able to anchor down and pass pro. And that's something that we really need, and that's something that we didn't have with a guy like Tyler Biadasz. He was very, very, I talked about it before. I'm not really going to harp on it too much. He wasn't really that great. We were able to go up against powerful guys like Vita Vea, Dexter Lawrence, Milton Williams, who isn't really that great of a defensive tackle, but Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, all the Alabama bros that play for Washington, Payne and Allen, those guys they always tear up Tyler Biadasz. So, that's fine. But Cooper Beebe's not going to have any power problems at all. He's going to be able to move guys at an A gap, get to the mic, do what he needs to do. We saw that in a later clip that I showed it was Cooper Beebee and Nathan Thomas parting the Red Sea for a guy like Malik Davis. And if I was Malik Davis, I would have been screaming like, damn, like finally, like this is the best hole I've had since like I played versus the Green Bay Packers. Like we was opening up holes and I was able to just walk in for a touchdown. Like how many times has Malik Davis ever done that? Had Malik Davis had a solid offensive line, he was able to show out. He probably would have made the roster, and maybe we're not talking about running back as being such a big need because Malik Davis would show something. That Malik Davis story with him not getting any reps in that Niner game was because, he was lashing out in practice saying, like, I'm one of the best running backs here, and I'm not getting rewarded for it. So that's the reason why Malik Davis hasn't got a lot of burn as he's been needing to. Mazi Smith was looking solid today. Mazi Smith had a rep today with Maurice Luafau, where Maurice just came down A-gap, filled in on Hunter Lepke, just met him, mano down the gap. Mazi Smith got a stop, and we was able to get a stop in solid run defense. Mazi Smith is putting it together. And I like how Mike Zimmer is going out. He's defending his players like any real coach should. And especially when you're having a young guy like how you normally do in the league, but you're having a young, promising player like Mazi Smith, you got to encourage him and got to defend him in the meetings sometimes, right? Of course, you don't want him looking like an ass and having you look funny. But, again, when we're talking about this nose tech position, we're talking about a position. This isn't just something you just draft and, like, go do something. That's something that it takes time to. Dexter Lawrence just popped out into the league. 2022 was the first year he had an all-pro type of year. Quentin Williams, same ordeal. Vita Vea has always been a dude, but when he finally got put on, it was he got drafted in 2018, and when he made a name for himself, it was like 2019, 2020. So, and when he made himself for a name in 2019, it was like the second half of the year. So dang near going into his third, fourth year, he was coming into his own. So it takes a little while for these guys to become something. Micah playing some off-ball linebacker. Micah's doing really well at off-ball linebacker. Not really, nothing new to me because Khalil Mack. Speaking about Khalil Mack is one of the few players in NFL history to be all-pro at off-ball linebacker and to be a pro at outside linebacker pass rushing. I think Micah Parsons can get to that level if he unlocks his true potential over here with Mike Zimmer. And just Mike Zimmer just retouches what he did, that Dan Quinn did in 2021 with Micah Parsons. Have him play some off-ball linebacker. He doesn't need to be full-time defensive end. We didn't draft him just to be a full-time defensive end. And the only reason why we discovered him to be such a great pass rusher was because of injuries to DeMarcus Lawrence, a sickness that happened to Randy Gregory, and then not you really having too much adequate depth, but not only that, not any proven guys. So you just said, we have no proven guys, might as well put Micah Parsons at pass rush in high school, see what he can go do. But we drafted Micah Parsons to really just be an off-ball linebacker. That's what he was doing the majority of the time at Penn State. It was dropping back in coverage, sideline to sideline. Yeah, occasionally on an all-dog blitz, he'll rush, and he'll get to the quarterback and do his thing. But I think Micah Parsons is going to be really great. He has the technique, speed, athleticism to go do it. Last but not least, I'm going to be talking about Trey Lance to Jalen Tolbert. That was a hell of a throw by Trey Lance, and Trey Lance has all the physical tools to get it done. What we always talk about with Trey Lance and what you'll talk about, and the reason why he didn't stick with the 49ers was because his mental processing isn't there. And that's just because he hasn't played a whole lot of football. But once he puts it together, I think he's going to be a really solid quarterback too for you. But again, I think if he just wants to be in the league in general and he wants to potentially start somewhere, he has to get it done, because if he can't get it done here, he couldn't get it done in the Niners. He couldn't get it done with the Cowboys. I think it's going to be very tough for him to go anywhere else and potentially start, unless the quarterback's room is very terrible. So we're going to find out again. We play a game in 9 days, and that'll be against the Las Vegas Raiders. And if I'm a coach, Miley Smith is playing all 4 quarters. So is Trey Lance. Cooper Beebe is going to play a half, and we're going to see what he can do at center. Junior Falco is going to get a full reps. So is T.J. Bass. So is Matt Waletzko. So is Josh Ball. Nathan Thomas is going to play. We're going to try out this experiment with Austin Richards at guard. And that's pretty much it. That's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.